Hey everybody, welcome back to Lore on the Cob, brought to you by High Roll Games LLC. I'm your host, Alien Andy, and we're finally bringing you our Seattle DLC recap. Uh, Apologize for the Christmas tree in the back. As soon as Halloween gets over, my wife goes straight into Christmas mode, so our videos for the next couple months are going to have the Grinch in the background. But anyways, we'll get into it. So Seattle was my third DLC. I've made it to Texas, Las Vegas, and then Seattle. Uh, Texas, I played Green Steel, Bucky. Las Vegas, I played Steel Song, and I played a similar version of that Steel Song in Seattle. And we'll hop in, and I'll show you the decks, and I'll let you know how everything played out, and then we'll go into the rest of the experiences, the prizings that we got, the signings we were able to get with the meet and greets, and then we'll finish it off. We'll open Trove, Shimmering Skies Trove for you today. So, Vegas, this was my list. I was running four Cinderella, 4 Daisy, 4 Queen, 3 Piglet, 4 Smee, 4 Ariel, 2 Lawrence, 4 Pete, 3 Naveen, 4 Rapunzel, 4 Big Queen, 4 Big Cindy, 3 Bear, 3 Storm, 4 Strength, 3 Zeus, 4 World, and 2 Grab Your Sword. Now, I felt this was a little underpowered in Vegas. So I made some changes. I just felt Piglet came out at the wrong time, and I was definitely missing the one strength of, or Let the Storm Rage On. And it always felt like the Grab Your Swords showed up when didn't really need them, or they weren't going to be extremely effective. So we went with this build into our store set champs. Not too far off. I decided I was going to try to play around with the big Tinkerbell, and it just still didn't feel right. I mean, it got me 4th place. I got my Mirabelle. Lost to Green Steel in the semifinals. So going into Seattle, I felt needed to try something different. I liked the aggro package, but I figured I would experiment on Friday, try to go a more mid-range control package. And we had the 4 Cindy's. We switched over from Queen to the Robin Hoods. We got the Ursula Vanessa's in there. We bumped Lawrence up to 3. We dropped Naveen down to 2. I completely eliminated Daisy in this build. Kept the Tinkerbells. We added a tech card, Part of Your World. The intent with that is to just bring Pete or Ariel back from the discard, replay those so we can dig some more or shut the opponent down for another turn. And we upped the Let the Storm Rage on to 4. That felt a lot better there. And we were still running the 2 Grab Your Swords. And Friday we did absolutely atrocious. I ended up dropping after round 5. I was 1-3-1. Just this build was way too slow. Grab Your Swords just wasn't effective, especially with only running 2 Naveens. And the questing just felt so much slower. So we stayed up until 2 in the morning play testing with a group of guys from the Goons Discord, and I came up and finalized this build to run in the main event. We went 4 Cinderella, we threw Daisy back in, but at 3, kept the Robin Hood, Ursula, Vanessa, Smee, Ariel, kept the Lawrence at 3. The 3 and 3 on the Ariel or the Ursula and the Lawrence felt really good as a combination. 4 Pete's, obviously, 4 Rapunzels, and then I dropped Naveem, and I put 2 Sven in. With playtesting, we came to the conclusion Sven is essentially a Prince Naveen in himself. Just quest with a character, then drop Sven, ready them, and then sing a song for free. And he was inkable, so that helped cut down the uninkable count, which felt a lot better. Stuck with the Robin Hoods, the 3 Big Cindies, 2 Bare Necessities. I threw a World's Greatest in just to have a little bit of help in case I ran into any big characters. 4 Storm, 4 Strength, 3 Zeus, and 4 Whole New World, and just completely cut out the grab your swords. Main event, round 1, we started off really good. We paired well into Amber Amethyst Hyper Aggro. So I thought, we were going to be on easy street, getting an easy win, and went into round 2. I paired into a Steel Song Mirror, and they were both great games. It was just he drew the better answers than I did when he needed them. So I ended up going 0-2. Then round 3, paired into a Ruby Amethyst. Not a bad matchup. Ended up going 1-1 for a draw on that. Then round 4, paired into a matchup that I just don't have that much experience playing into, just because nobody in my shop is running green purple. So I didn't know the play lines to counter, and ended up getting 0-2'd. So round 5, paired into a green steel, which I'm very confident with this build playing into green steel. I won game 1 on the draw. He won game 2 on the draw. I missed on Ariel like 3 times, so I couldn't find the songs I needed. So we ended up 1-1 draw there. Then round 6, paired into another red purple, and by this time I'd being out of contention for day 2. I just kind of let my gameplay slip and ended up getting 0-2'd by them. So then I realized I needed to step it up so I could try to get my 30 points and get my 20 tickets. Going into round 7, I played into a very good rogue deck I was not expecting. It was Amber Steel Snow White 7 Dwarfs deck, and I completely underestimated that deck, especially game 1, not knowing how it played. And it got devastating when my opponent would get 1 Snow White or 2 of the 2-drop Snow Whites out and just start dropping dwarves for free. I just got overwhelmed by characters. So in that matchup, I was really missing the grab your swords. So she 0-2'd me. And round 8, paired into another red purple, and we got our head back in the game. So we ended up going 2-0 there. That got us to a 20 points, so we secured 14 tickets. And then round 9 didn't really matter. But me and my opponent, we were playing to play. So the pressure was off. I ended up winning round 9, 2-0. My opponent there was on an Amber Ruby build, completely rogue. It was like Mickeys and Minis and Super Goof. It was really interesting. They knew how to play their deck very well. It just very bad matchup going for them into my Steel Song. But I applaud all my opponents that win, loss, draw. They were all good. Everybody I played against was fantastic. I couldn't have asked for a better weekend besides making day 2. Had a great time meeting a bunch of people, new people, people I've met at other DLCs, getting to do all the artist meet and greets. I won a lottery meet and greet with Steve Warner. And it was just all around a great weekend. So get into some of the stuff we ended up getting. There we go. Got our signed print by Julie Vu. And let's see. Had her sign a Sorcerer's Spellbook for me, and Wendy Darling. They're the only 2 cards she's got out so far, so had to get both of them. Pretty easy choice there. And then Kendall Hale, saw him again. I had him sign Bruni for my daughter, and then Befuddle for me. And the third artist that was in Seattle was Brian Weiss. Super awesome. I was having a hard time deciding what 2 cards to have him sign. So he's like, well, how many you got? I'm like, 3. He's like, I'll sign all 3. So had him sign Pascal for my daughter. And then had him sign Pegasus for me, because Pegasus is one of my favorites. And Madam Mim Snake. And then the meet and greet with Steve. He was pulling random promos out of a stack, signing them for you. And I asked him if I could have him, sign a card that I had. And my wife pulled a discard when we were on our way home from spring break in March. So I had Steve sign the discard for me. And Ryan was sitting right next to him in the middle of another meet and greet. And Steve just reached over and tapped him on the shoulder and was like, hey, Ryan, sign this real quick. So that's a holy grail for my collection. That's something that's not going to go anywhere. And having Steve just randomly pull a Flotsam and Jetsam and sign that, I feel pairs really well with the Kristoff that I was able to get Ryan Miller to sign in Vegas. So I want to frame this. I think that would look really awesome. I'd say one of my favorite card I got signed over the weekend was during the Sunday night Goons meet up at the pub down the street. I brought a foil Goons and just passed it around to all the Goons crew. This one just means something really special to me. getting to know everybody through the Discord is awesome, and then getting to meet everybody face to face was even better. And then we were hanging out. We met, hanging out with Glimmineers. We met Rules of Villainy, and Additional Ink. Go check them out on YouTube. They just started up a channel. We were able to get enough tickets throughout the weekend, playing side events and everything, to get 2 Rapunzels. So we've got our play set of her, and then another Cinderella. So we got 2 of her. And then got the Kristoff promo for being there Friday, showing up early. Got our Dragonfire, making round 3, and then did some buying and trading while I was there. Some things I felt I couldn't pass up, especially with the DLCs coming to an end and not knowing if pricing's going to stay the same. I had to pick up a few things to finish the collection. So we didn't win it, but we ended up picking up the Top 64 Cinderella foil. We picked up a Let It Go Top 128, and then we picked up our Mickey Mouse D23 finally. I had one ordered on eBay, and it made it to my local post office and just disappeared from there. So I had to track one down another way. Well, let's get into what I'm sure you all came here for, the pack openings. Picked this up at Best Buy this weekend. They were on sale for like $36, so really couldn't pass that up. Anytime you can get cheap packs, get all the goodies out of there. Let's drop all the cards. Really appreciate all of you that have stuck around, continue to watch our videos as we go along this journey. Thanks for bearing with me as I try to figure out how to do these best camera angles, and hope you continue to stick around. But we'll start off with Merryweather, Taffeta Mutton Fudge, Toque, Maleficent, the Queen, Happy, Ludwig von Drake, Arthur, Maleficent, Prince John's Mirror, Magica Dispel, and our foil is Revive. I don't want to drag the video out, so I'm going to go a little faster than I normally do on the cards. Robin Hood, Pete, Gazelle, Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom, Cha-Cha, Kronk, Maid Marian, King Candy, Arthur, Doc Bold Knight, Mother Gothel, and our foil is Fix-It Felix Jr. Raise this chair up a little bit. Hypnotic Deduction, Snow on a Rainbow, Penelope von Schweetz, Archimedes, Basil, Mickey Mouse, Robin Hood, Taffeta Mutton Fudge, Finders Keepers, Gaston, Queen Sensor Core, and our foil is Kronk. Super excited for Azurite C to drop. I'm really in love with the artwork for the Enchanteds. I know some people aren't really into it, but I think it's something really unique and different. So I'm going to be chasing a lot of those. Hypnotic Deduction, Snow on a Rainbow, Rudy, Donald Duck, Robin Hood, Try Everything, Pacha, We Know the Way, Yzma, and our foil is Vanellope Von Schweetz. Go ahead and set the Try Everything out to the side. Keep collecting those, send those off to our friends at the Glumineers. Wolf, Simba, Healing Touch, White Rabbit, Prince John, Duck for Cover, Rapunzel's Tower, Ed, Pete Games Referee, Pride Lands. Ooh, we got a legendary Genie and a foil Toque. Curious to see if they keep the legendaries similar in Azurite C with that glossy sticker look with a matte card or not. Vanellope Von Schweetz, Archimedes, Fauna, Mickey Mouse, Simba, Merlin, Taffeta Mutton Fudge, all funned out. Seven Dwarfs Mine, the Sword Released, Grumpy, and foil Merlin. I know I'm one of the decks I'm going to keep on Steel Song and try to test some things out there. See if that new Simba shift fits in that. Cogsworth, Ed, Ratigan, Simba, Merlin, Archimedes, Maid Marian, Sleepy, Wreck-It Ralph, Scar, and foil Ratigan. Last pack. Not one to normally believe in the last pack magic, but those of you that have been following us from the beginning, our first video, first box opening, was literally the last pack of the box that we pulled the Enchanted Olaf. Revive, Legendary Robin Hood, and our foil is Snow White. Super rare. Not a bad box for $35. We appreciate you stopping by. Remember, we're going to be giving away 3 blister packs during our countdown to, or at the end of our countdown to the Azurite C LGS release. If we can hit 100 subscribers, I'm really hoping we can do that. I'd like to give something away. And we're planning on going live the night of LGS release, and we'll crack open an entire case, see what we can pull. And if you enjoy the content, like, subscribe, comment. We'll see you next time.